Hey everybody, Dog8798 here. This is my in-depth review of the 1997 Disney film Hercules. Like I said, ever since I've been blocked out for the internet for about 5 to 6 weeks now, I've just been watching. I've just been watching several movies and several tapes and doing other things until Comcast gets their butts out here and installs the new equipment so I can get my cable back and return to the internet full time instead of just being on the internet on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. With that being said, this is like I said, this is my review of the 1997 film Hercules. I saw this film when it released in 1997 on VHS. VHS, I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it when it released on VHS. My cousin, I think no, my sister rented it and watched it, and I've been a huge fan of this movie ever since. And I've watched it several times on YouTube before it was unfairly removed for copyrighted, and the account who uploaded it was suspended and unfairly suspended, which I hate. And I finally saw it in a store, and I finally got this for Christmas 2012, when I saw this in Thundercats Season 1, Volume 1 in the store. I was shocked to see this. I thought all of this stuff, I thought Hercules and all of that 90s stuff and all that stuff from the past was in the Disney vault. I did not expect to see this in stores. Saw it. It was only about, I think it was only about how much was this movie? I think it was only about $10, and just been watching it ever since, and finally got to watch it again now that I'm blocked out on the internet. And like I said, I love this movie, man. This movie was awesome. This movie was action-packed, heroic, hilarious, and cynical. This movie, of course, is Disney's retelling of the Legend of Hercules, and it's almost like a parody of the entire Hercules mythology. All the namesake mythical characters in this are parodies of themselves. Everybody in this film is sarcastic and cynical. Sarcastic, comical, and cynical. And I love movies and shows like that. And of course, it has my other favorite things. I love strong men, mutants, monsters. Well, there are no aliens, but I love aliens too, but there's none of that. But they have the mutants and the monsters. I love this incarnation of all the characters, and the story was actually pretty good for Disney's adaptation of Hercules. This movie is similar to the plot of this is similar to movies like Karate Kid, Zero to Hero movies like Karate Kid, Rocky, and Karate Kid, and pretty much Rocky. That's what this is similar to. And I thought, like I said, this is the adaptation that got me into Hercules, and this is my favorite adaptation of Hercules, next to the Hercules Legendary Journey show that comes on the Hub. The plot of this movie is that Pain and the green thing, the two henchmen of Hades, I keep forgetting their names, they kidnap Hercules when he's a baby and steal him from Zeus and his mother, and under Hades' orders, and they convince him to drink this drink, which should kill him. He drinks most of it except for one drop, and since he didn't drink that drop, not only does he survive, but he keeps his godlike powers, but he's now mortal and can no longer live on Mount Olympus. So he is raised by a farm family, and is mostly shunned by the other villagers because he is accident prone. He can't control his strength. So after more ridicule from the villagers, he decides to become a hero. After a meeting with Zeus, he says, he asks Zeus, if you love me so much, why did you send me to Earth? and then Zeus says someone stole you, and that if you want to come back to what's his name, you gotta become a hero and somehow regain your godlike power. And Hercules decides to and Zeus suggests Hercules trains with philosophies philosophicist. I think that's his name, or just Phil. I can't pronounce his name. Just Phil, the small goat, half human, half goat character in the film, training him, and of course Phil is the trainer of all the heroes like Achilles, and all those other namesake Greek heroes, but all of those heroes have failed him, and he's now bitter, retired, and no longer wants to train people. Hercules, of course, convinces him to train him, and this is where Hercules convinces him to train him, and Phil builds Hercules into the muscular character you see on the cover here, on the cover here, and after the failure of Hades' henchman, Hades sends Meg, Hercules' love interest from the show, to take care of him. You know the cliche story here. Meg doesn't want to hurt him. And ends up falling for him. Because Meg is pretty much Hercules' only weakness. Hades can't beat him in any other sort of fight, so he uses Meg, and the centaur Phil tries to tell Hercules. Hercules doesn't believe it until Hades comes and tells Meg that it was all a setup. Hercules leaves, and then of course with Hercules now gone, and now mortal after what's his name rendered him mortal, made him mortal. Now Hades summons several monsters, including my favorite, the Cyclops, the giant Cyclops-looking monster, to attack Mount Olympus, and captures and traps everyone. Meg sacrifices herself to save Hercules, and Hercules with the help of Pegasus, and Phil, they free everyone, but Meg is dying. Hercules jumps into a pool of the underworld, and ends up barely able to save Meg's soul, and in the process regains his godlike power and knocks Hades into the pool of souls, and Hades plummets to the bottom, never to be seen from again. And Hercules decides to stay on Earth. Like I said, this was an awesome film. I love the story. It was very awesome, epic, and heroic. I love the characters. Like I said, all the characters were hilarious. They were like parody versions of themselves. The characters were sarcastic and cynical. Even the bad guy, Hades. Voice actors, I'm not familiar with any of the voice actors in the film, but the voice actors were awesome. Soundtrack was awesome. I love the African American women singing throughout the film. It was catchy and hilarious, and I love the Going the Distance song. I keep forgetting the first guy who sung the song in the film, but I know the guy who sings the real version and the one in the credits is Michael Bolton, legendary singer Michael Bolton. And animation was great. The movie was also scary and gothic looking. I love the scary gothic looking tone of the underworld. That was scary, and the scene with the witches, which was also scary too, where they cut the string and that woman's soul, that woman died and her soul came to the underworld. That was pretty scary. This was just an awesome film, and in my opinion, one of Disney's best and most underrated films. This film received positive reception when it came out, but a lot of people don't consider this Disney's best film. Don't consider this one of Disney's weakest films, and it didn't gross as much as the other films, but it was still hugely popular. And in my opinion, one of my all-time favorite Disney films. In my opinion, one of the best, alongside Tarzan and Mulan. I originally wanted to do all the at least '90s collections Disney movies in a set, but with my new problem with with my router, and of course with my lack of being able to find these movies, I'm just gonna review them as I find them, as I see them and find them. This was, like I said, this was my first review of the Disney animated movies reviews. Tarzan is up next. All right, Doug 8798 out.